destiny for him to convert to Islam, because the Muslim believe everything is a destiny. So when a Muslim, he asks silly question to make it like, yeah, like I will make it hard for them to answer. Okay, I did not answer my question. Is Solomon will go to heaven? I don't know. Why I will know? How I will know? I don't know if he will go to heaven or not. Who told you I'm God? Somebody told you that? Very silly. Very silly and very stupid, as they like their prophet. You know, they come with their diarrhea and the smell and the diaper is full of it, and then they ask you questions. In Islam, Solomon is a prophet. Okay, I will go with you. Guys, did he say Solomon is a prophet? Guys, did he say Solomon is a wicked? Isn't it your Quran, you stupid idiot, says Muhammad is a sinner, and you are talking about wicked? I mean, can you believe it, guys? Isn't it the Quran says, may Allah forgive your sin, Muhammad? Which means the Quran confirmed that Muhammad is wicked? What if I show you now a story about David in Islamic books, in your Quran, and tafsir, sending a man to die so he can take his wife? In your book. What if I show you your prophet going to his own son's house, flirting with the wife of his son, and later effing his son's wife, and taking her later as a wife? Who is the wicked? We don't have wicked. All of you are wicked. Your prophet is wicked. Your God is wicked. Your stone is a wicked. Your black stone is a vagina. But look at this. Is that your Quran saying, Muhammad, may Allah forgive your sin? So Muhammad is a sinner. A sinner is a wicked man. And not only that, his sin is not guaranteed to be forgiven. Allah making a wish to different. Allah says, may Allah forgive your sin. Are you there? Not all sin are extreme. Ah, okay. Well, is going to your own son, wife, flirting with the wife is not extreme sin for you? Guys, not all sin is extreme. So now he is trying to duct tape. There's different sin. There's different sin. This is not extreme sin. Okay, Muhammad going to his own son's wife when the husband is not there and he flirt with the wife. Is that extreme sin, or it is so-so for you? I will help you. It's so-so, because in Islam, extreme sin does not exist. A pimp is okay, a thief is okay, lying is okay, cursing Allah is okay. According to Quran, all sin are equal, all of them to be forgiven except shirk. Let us open the verse. Abdul, you are speaking to the one who have all your laundry here. Isn't this your Quran saying all sin is going to be gone? There's only one sin will not be forgiven. So what? Why you are lying to me? Says not all sin is the same. Huh? Why you lie? Why Muslim they lie? Look at this. Inna Allah la yaghfur an yushraka bihi wa yaghfur ma duna dhalik. Allah he forgive not. Allah he forgive not to associate with him. Anything else he forgive. It's in front of you. But you lie because you're a Muslim. You can't lie. Not all sin is equal. Okay, no, here we go. I can show you even the verse in the Quran about a man who took a woman. She is married. Her husband is doing jihad with the Muslims. The guy in the store told her, get inside the store. His name is Nabhanut Tammar. He took the woman inside and he did with her. He told Muhammad, I did with her everything the man he do with the women except intercourse. Do you know what Muhammad said to him? He said, oh, it's okay. This is lemon. This is just lemon, man. Take it easy. Lemon. So you put your fingers in the women. You put your you do it in the back door. You suck her tongue. You play with her breast. You play with her private part. This is lemon. No problem. Lemon, brother. And she is married. Listen, she is married. The Muslim, they call it lemon. So if I go to the house of this guy and I take his wife to the bed and we get naked, I touch her all over the place. In Islam, this is lemon. And I challenge you to say this is not true. I will open the verse and I will open the interpretation. And you will be busted. What do you think? Are you there? Why are you so quiet? You're quiet now. In Christianity, there is no such thing. It's called lemon. Illa lemon. Don't worry about it. It's lemon, man. This is why you see Muslims when they go in the bus in the Middle East, they touch a woman's ass, they harass her because this is lemon. This is not even sin. It's not even considered as sin. So the Quran says those who avoid the big sin, but in the other side he just said, well, Allah forgive all sin except this. And now he's saying big sin. So what is a big sin? Chapter 53, verse number 32. I'm losing my voice. I have to go, so my throat going dry. Those who avoid the great sin, see Quran chapter 6, verse 22. Okay, so what is the great sin? To do shirk with Allah. Okay, what is a small sin? Kissing a woman, she's married, playing with her private part. Yeah, this is lemon. You're playing. It's playing. Play. In Islam, you can play with women. This is why you say it, or the other guy he said, Islam is easy. Islam is satanic. That's why it's easy. Satan, he justifies for you everything. If you rape, it's fine. If you play with a woman, it's fine. If you use them, it's fine. If you take them to bed, it's fine. If you abuse them, it's fine, because simply Islam is made for the man by the man. And this is why you will see the Quran speaking what? About men sin. Where is the women? Is that a promise for the women? No. The man, he take the women, he play with her, Allah, he forgive the man. Lemon. Is it wicked? If it's not rape, it's fine. We have punishment for rape. Well, in the front of everybody, I challenge you to give me the verse of rape in the Quran. Is that fair, guys? Either you are a liar like your prophet, or you are going to show me the truth. The word rape never mentioned in the Quran. In fact, the word rape is approved. Or let's say the act of rape is approved. And we can prove it. The act of rape is approved in Islam. There's no penalty for it. Prove me wrong. Isn't it a woman, she was in the desert and she was almost dying. A Muslim walked by her and she said, please give me some water, I will die. He will say, I will give you water if you let me sleep with you. She said, no, please, come on, don't do that. I need water. He said, if you don't let me, I will not give you. Then the woman, she have no choice, but she let him do it. So now you will say this is not a rape, right? Because you're a Muslim. And then she went to the caliphate and she said, look what this man did with me. So what the caliphate, he said, mahar, mahar, mahar. This was your dowry. A cup of water. So forcing the woman to sleep with the man because she is dying in Islam is halal. Having sex with the children as an excuse to support them is halal. And now this guy is looking in Google for the punishment for rape in the Quran. He will never find it. Have you ever heard of a book of God they forgot to mention the word rape? Never mentioned. For this is religion of rapist. I will give you 10,000 years to find me the verse about rape. I will help you. Go right now to English translation if you don't speak Arabic and type the word rape and see if you will find it in the Quran. Never. Same as the word Tawheed. Never. So you Muslim, you have a big mouth, but in reality you rape. Isn't it your prophet? He raped all his wives, most of them. Safiya and the rest. How many of them he raped? And you are saying to me we punish rapists? That is your fraud, my friend. Anyway, guys, who would like to watch the video of this guy, this lawyer, who he exposed what Tate he said in his seminar? I don't know where he got this video from. Again, I don't care for what the lawyer is saying, but I care for what this filthy Tate he said in the video. You see, here we go. See, guys, we challenge him to show us a verse in the Quran about rape. He said to us, the penalty of convinced rapist had been considered to be the same as the head of zina. But how that can be is the same. Rapist is somebody for somebody. How this is just adultery? Head of a zina? And what is the head of a zina? You whip his back? So are you saying to me has considered, that means it's not exist in the Quran? So you search Google, you found there is nowhere in the Quran speak about rape. Stupid your God. You have time to talk about the ant of Solomon. Remember, Solomon is not wicked. He speaks to ants. The flying carpet of Solomon, the bird of Solomon, the diving shaitan for Solomon, building a statue synagogue for Solomon. But your God Allah don't have a time to talk about rape? Why, he never heard of one? Maybe Allah he forgot. And they say to you, Islam, the Quran is a perfect book, and now they are looking for solution for rape. Look what he said. The penalty of convicted rapist had been considered to be the same as had zina. And you know what? Just to make it more funny, do you know how you can practice had zina? You have to bring 4 witnesses and they have to see the penis of the rapist going in and out. How a rapist would do that? Because according to had zina, which means the punishment of fornication, you have to bring 4 witnesses and they have to see the penis going in and out like a pen in the inkwell. So do you see how stupid your Sharia law? So you find a guy, Andrew Tate, having sex with your wife. What do? You say, please, Andrew Tate, don't move, brother. I need to call some friends to come and see your penis. And then when you come, Andrew Tate, he would draw, or no, he will make your wife in the top wearing a skirt. So you will see nothing. Even they are keep moving, they do not stop. Until now you have no proof, because according to your prophet you have to see the penis going in and out. Actually, there's a hadith about a man. He said to the prophet, so prophet, are you saying if I come to my house and I found a man in the top of my wife, are you saying I should give him some time, ask him to stay and do more until I find witnesses? The prophet, he said yes. And let me show you the reference. And now you will say, oh, this is, this is the rumors. No. And this is Sahih. And the translation is false, by the way. It says, umhiluhu. Give him more time. And this is the hadith again. Yahya related to me from Malik, from etc. from the region of Mr. From. Huh? He said to Allah Messenger, what do you think if I find a man with my wife? Shall I grant him respite until I bring witnesses. Hey Ammar, brother, do you like to leave your address in the chat? Because I want to see how you can prove that your wife is cheating on you. You come home, you find your wife having boom boom with somebody. You told the guy, listen, please, can you keep going? Don't stop, please. Because I need to go and get 4 witnesses, and now they have to see your penis going in and out. Not only just going in the room and find you naked or in the top of each other. No, they have to see his private part going in and out. And you are telling me we have a penalty for adultery? No wonder there's no adulterer in the Middle East, because it's impossible to prove it. 4 witnesses. And I have to ask him to wait and continue? And is that me hadith, or this your prophet? Aren't you ashamed? Isn't it this is the wickedness itself? And different hadith Muhammad, he says, before you go home, you should send a message to your wife to tell her, I'm coming. You know why? Because why you want to go and see what's happening? Just tell her, man, I'm coming, so the boyfriend will run. Very decent religion. Not only that, Muhammad, he says, if you are coming from a travel, don't go home at night. Wait until the morning and send her at night a messenger to tell her that you will be there in the morning. They asked the sheikh in the TV, what is the wisdom of this? He said, do you want to go home and find your wife with somebody else? And then you can't prove it because you have no witnesses. So why you want to put yourself in such a situation? And then they say that Islam is a really religion, and we have rules, we have Sharia rules, we are against zina, adultery. Yeah, right. And the rule happened when Muhammad's wife, she cheated with him with someone, his name is Safwan. So Muhammad changed the numbers of witnesses from 2 to 4. Muhammad, he waited 30 days. 30 days to see if there's more witnesses. He come with the 3, they come with the 3 witnesses. 3. What Muhammad did, he changed the numbers to 4, so his wife came out of it. 4. And not only that, Muhammad, he did beat witnesses. And he waited for 30 days for a reason. He's waiting for Aisha because now Aisha is getting older. She have her menses, you know. So he waited to see if Aisha, she would have her menses, or she is getting a pregnant from this guy, because Muhammad, everyone knows he cannot have kids. So he waited 30 days. People talking about Aisha and this guy, they've been caught together having sex. Muhammad did not say anything about it. After 30 days, he come with the solution for witnesses, and he did beat the 3 witnesses. Right? Yeah, I should go. My throat is really dry. Anyway, guys, download the video, and again, this is the link for this lawyer if you like to watch it. And then you will see why I'm saying this is very disgusting. Sorry, I posted the Arabic word. Hold on, let me get you this lawyer video. Who wants the lawyer video? Who's interested? I don't care about the lawyer, what he say. I wish I can get the seminar itself, because he is quoting from the seminar. But anyway, I think this will summarize for you. In this video again, this lawyer, he is playing for you the video of the pimp, the Muslim pimp, Andrew Tate, peace be upon him. And he's showing you how filthy he is legally. Not this guy is not talking about morality now. He's not being he's just speaking about what is legally right and legally wrong. Watch it and see what I'm talking about. Right? Very filthy, very disgusting. The most low class ever you can imagine. And I will post it actually in the info too. Let me post it in the info, so people who watch later, they can find it. You will find it under my right away under Patreon in the info. Okay, his name, the lawyer, his name, CLR Bruce River. This is his channel name. You know, we will not play his video because I do not need it really. But what we care for is what this pimp is saying, peace be upon him. And let's explain all of what we said, why those people, why Muhammadan, they find Andrew Tate is in total agreement with the religion, and why Andrew Tate actually convert to Islam, because both of them, they have the same value, exactly the same value. So I want to say thank you all for being here. I don't think I will come back tonight again, but you never know. I might get excited for some reason, you know. Maybe Allah will send me a dish of shish kebab and I get the power of 40 men, and then I will come back here and we will continue exposing the lies of Islam. And you know what? I wanted to come here, but I found one of my wives cheating, and then I need 4 witnesses. So please, can you please let me, if you are willing to come and witness? Hey Ali, do you need a witness, my friend, in case your wife cheating on you? Or Ammar, do you want a 4 Christian to witness for you? Or Christians are not accepted? I mean, we are here to help you, my friend, because obviously you will never catch your wife sleeping around because you are short of witnesses, even if you see her. Even. What a stupid religion. And you say to us, we have Islamic law. Well, I study Islamic law. I have a degree in it. It's the most farting law. This is why my dad, when I got degree in it, I called him and says, Dad, I graduated. He said, you got a degree in farting. I got upset at that time, but now I understand. He was right. I got a degree in farting. This is what Islam is about. Thank you very much. God bless you. Take it, sir.
Criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And it's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, board-certified criminal defense lawyer, and today we're reacting to some criticism I've received online. A lot of the supporters of Andrew Tate think I'm taking things out of context. But before we get to what we're going to talk about today, this episode is brought to you by what? What do you think? eForms.com, perhaps? Absolutely. Let's say you're going into a webcam business with Andrew Tate and you're worried that he's not going to give you a fair shake. Well, you get him to sign a partnership agreement or any kind of business agreement, or if you need to evict him from your home, or if you need to give Andrew Tate power of attorney because he wants to control every part of your life, well, then you get a form from eForms.com. Doesn't matter what state you're in, eForms.com has got just about everything you need. So just go to eForms.com. You don't need a guy like me to do it. Do it yourself on eForms.com. Power of attorney, bill of sale, partnership agreement, rental agreement, whatever you need, eForms.com has you covered. All right. So here's the thing. I think I've come off in one of my last videos as not liking Andrew Tate, and people got offended by that, saying that I'm not being objective and that I'm taking some of his things out of context. Let's just talk about what we're talking about here. I talked to you 5 months ago and I told you that Andrew Tate is going to be on the police blotter. So I wouldn't be surprised if down the line, guess who we see on the blotter? We see Mr. Tate. I knew he was. And it's not just because I don't like him. It has nothing to do whether I like him or dislike him. This is a legal analysis show, right? I mean, that's the thrust of it. And one of the things I talk about is self-snitching, right? And so, and one of the things that I was trying to comment on is that there's a treasure trove of stuff that he's put out there to show that he is probably guilty of the crimes that they're talking about. And all the stuff that he's put out there can be used against him, not taken out of context. So what is he charged with? He's charged with sex trafficking. And I would venture to bet that maybe even some tax stuff might come down the pike. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Sex trafficking, there's unless you're dealing with underage, when we don't have any evidence that anybody's underage, but we have 3 things: force, fraud, or coercion. Force, obviously, that's like being in chains and, not being allowed to leave. Fraud, being kept there under false pretenses. if there's an element of fraud in the way that you are enticing somebody or keeping somebody in a particular position to work for you, and if it's in the sex business, that's sex trafficking or coercion, threat of harm, or some other way to limit your movement. And so let's kind of look at one of his very first videos that he did. These are his words, not my words. And I'm going to play it, and I'm not going to take it out of context. We'll play this. Let's just make sure I'm not taking things out of context.
When you say webcam company, people assume, oh, it's just a sex fest. But in reality, it's a shitload of people management. The HR category of the webcam business is the largest and most important thing. You're effectively taking girls, teaching them how to make unlimited money from home, and then making sure they give it all to you.
So you're making sure that you're teaching girls how to make a shit ton of money and give it all to you. Now, this is one of his first instructional videos. A lot of guys, he's got a lot of fans. And a lot of guys think, oh, in order to have some wealth, you have to have a Bugatti, you have to do this, you have to do that. In order to have wealth, you have to have self-pride. You have to know who you are as a person. And where do you get that from? You get that from building, as I've always said. So I do two things. I like to be motivation for younger guys and women for that matter, who are looking at maybe a possible direction in their career. So I like to motivate people in a very positive way. But the other thing I do is I do offer a legal analysis of what's going on here. Right off the bat, he tells you that his main goal is to have them work for him and him get all the money.
Webcam studios everywhere. There's one webcam studio down the road called Studio 20 with 100 rooms. 100 rooms, 8-hour shifts, 3 girls a day. That's 300 girls a day working, and they all work on LiveGasming. So if you're going to go on LiveGasming, you're going to be competing with big-time guys. And what you want to be competing with is people at home in their bedrooms. You don't want to be competing with serious businessmen, because I know for a fact, Studio 20, the owner of Studio 20 and the owner of the website itself, LiveGasming, are friends, and they've got some kind of backhander agreement. So all the Studio 20 girls appear high on the web page. They appear at the top of the page. Obviously, if you're going to go on there, you don't want to scroll down 10 pages to find a girl. You're going to go to the girls in the first row. All his girls appear high up because he's giving the guy a backhand. It's all this shady business. It's a huge competition market.
So you can see his main thrust is just making money. And he doesn't give a shit how he does it, really. He's going to tell you in a second here the origin of the story. And he's repeated these same concepts through multiple interviews, right? And so when you say I'm taking things out of context, we've sourced this and sourced this and sourced this, and he's repeated it multiple times. Is something when you hear who he wants to compete. He doesn't want to compete with the main factories. He wants to compete with the girls that are at home. So that gives you an indication that he's going. It's like in nature, I suppose. It's you go after the weakest.
Now, I've told very shortly my story, how I kind of started my whole webcam business. I'll tell it again in detail here. I was fighting. I had some money. I had 70,000 pounds in a safe in my.
One of our viewers had indicated that he's gotten most of his money from fighting. He had 70 grand, 70,000 euros or pounds or whatever he had, and that was it.
Bedroom in my house. I wanted to buy property in Thailand and move to Thailand. I needed 80,000. I was 10 grand short, and I thought I'd go to the casino and make the 10.
That's also telling. I'm going to go to the casino and try to make money when he's not even a gambler. Guys, stay away from the casino. There's a reason that they're so big.
Which was, obviously, we all know how that story went. So I lost 30, so now I need 40. I needed it quickly. So I was sitting there trying to find a way to make money. So how can I make money? And what I did was, I said to Tristan, I'm literally not leaving my room until I have a way for us to make more money. Because I can only fight so many times per year, and I know their income. So I got a pen and paper, and I was on YouTube, like researching, how people make money, what millionaires have, and they kept talking about assets. And I was sitting there thinking, what assets do I have? I'm trying to buy a property. I mean, I didn't own a property in the UK at the time.
Now, think about the word asset. What is an asset? Well, I suppose this hat is an asset. It's not worth much, but it's really the brand is worth a lot more than the hat is. But what is an asset? The office, the building, your brand, those are assets. Things that you own are assets.
Times I didn't pay any tax to anyone. I didn't want to pay taxes, so I didn't buy a house to for me. So I was like, what?
And keep in mind, keep that tax theme in the back of your head.
assets do I have? Okay, I have a car, I have this, I have that. And then I realized I had about 5 girlfriends, all smoking hot. And females are an asset. Attractive females are absolutely an asset. And if you disagree with me, walk in the club with 10 blondes and you'll see who the most important guy in the club is. Fuck the champagne shows.
Who the fuck cares who the most important guy in the club is? The most insecure guy in the club, it's important to that guy. But it should never be important to you to be the most important guy in the club. What should be important to you is the people around you having their respect, but having their respect because, not because you're walking in there with 12 blondes.
I've walked into a club with 10 girls, and there's guys next to me doing champagne shows. Is anyone looking at their table or my table? No one gives a fuck about their table. Pussy is the most important driving force of this planet. Pussy is the only reason that empires were started and wars were waged. It's the only reason all you guys are out there are even interested in having money. If there was no pussy about, you wouldn't care about having money. You'd say, oh, I'll have a little bit of money and I'll just play chess all day. I don't care, I'll play video games. The only reason we want cars and clothes and 6-packs and houses and shit is for girls.
That is so simplistic.
Girls are the driving force. So when I realized I had all these assets, I had to find a way to monetize the assets.
Now remember, the assets, are something you own. He's got 5 women that he believes are his assets. Now he's going to make money off of them.
I knew some street pimps. I've known them for a long time. Straight street pimping is a completely... In fact, no, it's not a completely different game. The psychological aspect is the same.
So, now I'm not taking things out of context. He's saying the psychological aspect of what he's going to be doing is the exact same psychological aspect of street pimping, and that is control.
Of what we're going to do. The skill I'm going to teach you is exactly the same. I could easily translate mine to a street business, and you could easily street pimp with the things I'm going to teach you. But I didn't want no one else fucking my girl. That's the truth. My girls. I want to fuck my girls. I want some other guy fucking my girls. What the fuck's the point in that? So, long story short, blah, 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 blah. Discovered webcam and went from there. Flew all 5 girls in at once. Sat them all down. So I've been going out with all of you. Here's the truth. Starting a business, you want to make money or not. 2 decided to stay. 3 started crying, got back on the plane. Because they were all different places in the world. I had them from when I was fighting. So I went and fought in Slovakia. I've got a girlfriend. Went and fought in France. Got a girlfriend. And fought. So I had all the girls around the world. So I told them all to fly in, sat them all down together. Like, who the fuck are all these other girls? I was like, okay, truth time. Bang.
All these other girls probably think they're exclusive before they come to him, right? And now all of a sudden he lays the truth down on them. What is that's deception from the very beginning. His words, not mine.
I'm a G. They're fucking you all.
I'm a G.
I'm going to start a business. You're all going to live here with me. 3 got back on the plane. 2 decided to stay. 2 weeks later, 1 left. And so I was left with 1. But starting with 1 is good. But those 2 weeks, I fucked them together a few times.
The G, as he calls himself, started with 5. Now he's down to 1. How much respect would you have for the 1 girl that's still standing there? The 4 girls, thank God that they had the sense. But really, who is the bigger man? Is the bigger man that's the fucking poser who walks into a club with 12 girls? Or is the bigger man who is the honorable guy who stands by his family, raises a family, has a decent job, goes to work every day, is solid? I'd rather go to a pub than a club any day. When you are that guy, not the G, but when you are a solid guy where you're there for your family, you're not trying to manipulate anybody, and you're a provider for your family, and you are a solid straight guy, that's the G. That's the person who's the real man.
Your goal is to inspire a girl to make money and give you the money.
Your goal is to rip her off. That's really what he's telling you. Those are his words. I'm not taking anything out of context. We're not chopping this up. This is his little seminar that he was pitching to all these guys out there who think he's got something to offer.
So the way you're going to do that is you have to have some element of influence. And you're going to have that element of influence through her respecting you, looking up to you, and her believing she needs you.
Now that is a critical thing. The old pimps, what they would do is they'd find some young girl at the bus station. This is an old school kind of thing, or at the mall or whatever. And they shower them with gifts, and then they think they're the best, and these are chicks that don't have any self-esteem whatsoever. And then they start working for them, and then, but it's a slow process. But it's a slow process of mind control and physical control with money, control with emotions and actual physical control.
And this is extremely important, because at the beginning she will need you, but then she won't need you. But you have to keep that fallacy, keep that dream alive.
Fallacy, that's his word. His word. Not taking this out of context. So she'll need you at first, but then she won't. But you have to keep her convinced that she does need you. That's how you control. That's the control part. And it is a fallacy. And what is fallacy? Fraud.
She can't do this without you, to ensure that she doesn't do it without you. So this is what screen share is all about. Effectively, this is the way the business works. The girl sits on the camera. Now, when the girl is on camera, and you would have seen from my promotional video, that was at the height of my webcam empire. The blonde in that video I'm still with now. You'll see from there how we explain that there's people typing or pretending to be the girl 24 hours a day. So it hasn't got to be 24.
That part, I suppose, is fine in terms of a business model. But it's fraud. I mean, he's the one typing, and so you think you're getting all excited by something she's saying, and here you're really communicating with Andrew Tate.
But that method is very important for two reasons. First, let me explain how it works. Listen up, motherfuckers. So, the girl's on the webcam. She's sitting here. When a girl is on camera, she has a public room, which people will visit, and they will spend money in and talk shit.
And when you think about it, the people that he's appealing to on these webcams are just a bunch of really lonely guys, and there's a ton of them out there.
It is your job to train the girl to talk to and interact with that public room as much as possible. So when people come in the room and say, oh, hey, how are you? She's like, they type. The men type, hey, how are you? It comes in the box. She goes, oh, hey, I'm fine, thank you. And she has to make sure her public room is engaging and interesting as much as possible to keep people in the room. Now, while the public...
So there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with what he's actually doing. It's the nature of how he's getting the girls there and keeping them there.
She can also receive private messages. And all those private messages you are going to reply to. And you're going to reply to them via screen share on a computer in a different room. As long as you're on the same Wi-Fi network, you're having more conversations with men than a girl could ever have on her own. Because she's too busy on her own. She's overwhelmed. She can't talk to all these people. So some guys you have to negotiate with, some guys you have to do a deal with, some guys whatever. You can do all that shit. But even more importantly, it makes the girl believe that she can't do it without you.
That's a recurring theme, that she can't do it without you. She is reliant on you. She needs you. And why is that important? Because if she thinks she can do it on her own, guess what? She does it on her own, and you've lost your profit center. That's what he's talking about. That's why the control is such an important aspect of what he does.
At the beginning, she can, but there'll become a point she can't. But you being here, it synergizes this teamwork energy. We're going to do this together. Yeah, you go on the camera. Don't worry, I'll talk to the guys. I'm going to talk to them. We're a team. Happy, positive teamwork. There's no negative energy in this business. You have to be positive. So by you typing for the girl, you maximize your money, and also she believes she needs you, which is extremely important. Later on down the line, I got to the point where I'd hired typers. So I didn't have to type. So I'd hired girls to sit and type and pretend to be the girls. So I had girls online. I had an office full of girls pretending to type. So I had 4 typers, 20 girls online, for example. Another reason we use Chatterbait is because they will pay you in Bitcoin.
This is another critical part of what he does, and that may impact a criminal prosecution of him later. And if you recall at the beginning of this video, he talked about not wanting to own property because he didn't want to pay taxes. And him not paying taxes is a recurring theme. And so if he's avoiding taxes, you can't avoid taxes with Bitcoin. I mean, you still owe the money. If you're making money, it's income, you have income taxes. Just because you're paid in Bitcoin doesn't mean that you don't owe the taxes. So let's continue.
They'll pay you in Bitcoin. You put in your Bitcoin address and they'll pay you in Bitcoin. And this is amazing because you've all seen the thought audit shit that's going on. You've all seen the fucking legalities of banking. Trying to get money out of these sites into your bank without paying a shitload of tax is actually very difficult.
See, it's that whole avoiding taxes. And it's not legal to do that. It's not legal to not pay your taxes.
And that was going to be about an hour segment of this fucking thing. But we don't need to do that anymore because in the last 6 months, ChatterBait have released a Bitcoin option. So they'll pay you in Bitcoin. So if your girl on there working, let's say you generate $3,000, $4,000, bang, you get Bitcoin into your wallet. Done. No fucking tax, no fault audit, none of that shit. And I had a separate phone with all my girls' guys in that phone, and I kept control of it. And I would speak to them, and before she went online, I would tell her like any basic information. You don't let your girl have this, because if your girl ever runs off and leaves you, which is going to happen to some of you at least, you don't want her to have an address book of all the guys she can get money from.
Another aspect of control. You don't want her to have your client list, because if she has your client list, she can leave you. So you've got to restrict her information. So it's systematic, and it's a systematic method of control to control these women. Now, these are not my words. These are his words and his words alone.
You want her to leave and go, well, I don't know the account. I don't have the password to the account. I've never set it up before. I don't know how the banking works. I don't have any of my guys' phone numbers. I have nothing. And that's why they don't want to leave, because they're like, oh, well, he has everything. I need him. I have to stay with him. He has everything. It's important. I'm telling you, it's a very important element, that control.
It's a very important element, that control.
The girls will be like, well, what the fuck do I need this dude for? And they will leave if you don't have every aspect under control. Tax is also another important element for controlling your woman. You're not going to pay anybody tax because you're getting paid in Bitcoin. So you don't need to pay tax to anybody.
That's not legal advice, by the way.
You need to tell your girl that you're paying the tax. Because girls are lazy, and girls are stupid, and girls don't understand how taxes work. So the girl's working with you, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, we've made this much money, but I'm going to pay the tax to make sure we don't get in trouble. She'll sit there and go, okay, okay. Now that allows you to do two things. One, it's another control element.
See how that control is a recurring theme over and over and over again?
I work with him, my tax is not a problem. If I do it alone, I have to deal with taxes. Taxes are complicated. It's a control element.
And he doesn't have respect for these women at all because he thinks they're stupid.
It allows you to pay her a smaller percentage. So I used to pay my girls 30%. So for every $10,000 they made, I'd give them 3, and I'd keep 7. They thought they were on 50%. And I said that the disparity is because of taxes. So you're on 50%, but we had to pay the tax first, and then it's 50-50. If they say, why is it 50-50? Because I'm the one on camera. You say, because I'm the one typing, I'm the one with the property you're working in, I'm the one paying the bills, the electricity, I'm the one who's, and the electricity and every other maintenance cost of this property, I'm the one who bought the equipment, I'm the one who knows what he's doing, I'm the one with the knowledge, I'm the da-da-da-da-da-da. Shut the fuck up, go online. And they should be pretty happy with that if they respect you as a person overall. So really you're paying 30, you tell them you're paying 50, the difference is in the tax. That's where the disparity lies, taxes. If they don't believe you or they want to get fresh or whatever, print out some tax forms. I used to do this all the time. I used to print out some random tax forms and say, yeah, sign here, sign this. What is it? It's for the tax. You want to pay the tax or not? Oh, okay. And they just sign away. They don't know what they're fucking signing. I'll throw them away afterwards. But they think something's happening. Something real's happening. Nothing's happening besides me getting rich, bitch.
Nothing's happening except for me getting rich, bitch. That's what he just said. So he's taking another 20% of what would have been their earnings, saying he's paying taxes, but he's not paying taxes. His words. Having them even sign a dummy tax form that is just to try to convince her even more that he's paying some taxes, which is just ridiculous. And so, what is the middle word? Fraud. That's fraud. Force, fraud, or coercion.
Anyway, so tax is another important element to keep control of the girl. You have to fuck the girls. You cannot do a business relationship with a female, and I'll tell you why. Women have sex with somebody. If they're not fucking you, they're fucking somebody else. Now, a woman is always going to be the most loyal to the guy she's fucking, as opposed to anyone else for any other reason. If you have a girl work for you and you say, look, we're going to go, we're going to be business partners, we're going to make money, here's your cut, here's my cut, we're going to work together, blah, 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 blah. Here's the fucking, I've had dudes, I've known loads of guys who've like, tried to do a contract with a girl, tried to sit there and talk common sense to a girl. When's the last time talking common sense to a girl has ever worked? Ever. If you're not fucking the girl, she is fucking someone else. And that other person she's fucking is going to have the control over her mind.
Again, Control her through money, control her through information, control her through manipulation, control her through sex.
As opposed to you. And if he controls her mind and you don't control her mind, once she starts to pick it up a bit after a few weeks, a few months, whatever, and realizes how to make money on her own, is she going to stay and keep paying you, or is she going to run off and pay her boyfriend, or them two are going to go traveling in Southeast Asia and she's going to work as she goes, or she's going to go to her boyfriend and say, look, fuck it, you type for me. What you actually turn these things into is Bitcoin. So effectively what a webcam company is mining Bitcoin. But instead of mining Bitcoin the traditional way, huge electricity expenses and massively expensive equipment and space and cooling and all that bullshit, you mine Bitcoin with some pussy and titties.
You mine Bitcoin with pussy and titties. That's what he just said. Did I take that out of context? I don't think I did. My whole point in bringing this up is not to bash Andrew Tate, although I'm not a fan, and I don't care to even pretend that I'm a fan. But it's an interesting case. It's an interesting case because it has international intrigue, but you also have, from his own words, the control aspect, how important it is to control these women. I think the government, with this video, with just this one video alone, has an excellent foundation for the sex trafficking charge. But more than that, they also have probably a tax beef that they could levy against him once they start diving into his books. In analyzing this, I really don't want you to think I'm taking anything out of context, because I'm not. But let's see, in his own words, how he's recruited, lured, or retained these girls.
Then you start saying things like, oh yeah, but you're always working. I have to do some traveling and you can't come. I want to bring you with me. Traveling is a great one because the thing about this business is mobile. If you can find a good Airbnb with good internet, you can run it somewhere else. So it's a good little caveat to throw in. Oh, and you're always working. Why don't you work for me so we spend more time together? Work for you doing what? So we'll have a webcam business. Oh, I don't want to do that. So okay, I know you don't want to do that, but listen. Come, let's have a meeting. Let's just talk about it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Fine. But let me explain it to you properly. In fact, I'll bring one of the girls who works for me. You, your bottom bitch, the new girl, you go out for fucking a nice dinner. Your bottom bitch is the one who does the selling. You don't do the selling. The girl has to hear it from a girl. And this is where your bottom bitch has to be trained. That's why I said it's so important to have a good first girl.
Remember Ghislaine Maxwell? That was the girl that recruited for Jeffrey Epstein. Almost identical to what he's talking about here. When you put all this into context, you have the way he structured his business. One of the ways that he's lured the girls is by having another girl there, identical to what Epstein was doing. Now, and this is the danger when you have so much stuff that's out there that's reckless, right? Let's see what he has to say about the Romanian court system and their jails.
The Romanian courts, oh no, not a court in Romania. They're corruption-free, as we all know. Put me in jail. I'm gonna walk in there with a pile of money like this.
I'm gonna walk in there with a pile of money like this. Did he walk in there with a pile of money?
Boom, boom, get some hose. This sells mine. I'm ready. Put me in jail. I don't give a fuck. You take their court case, shove it up the pocket.
He's now in a jail in Romania. He is now going to be subject to the courts in Romania. He just, on this video, I'm sure the